Japan has one of the lowest financial literacy rates in the developed world. And yet, it has more millionaires per capita than almost every country on Earth. More people over 100 years old than anywhere else. A debt-to-income ratio that would make your financial advisor cry tears of joy. And one of the highest savings rates on the planet. Even after 3 decades of economic stagnation. So what the heck is going on? Because here's what nobody's telling you. Japanese people don't get rich by following the finance advice that floods your TikTok feed. No invest in index funds and grind to 65. No cut your avocado toast. No flashy hustle culture. They do something quieter, something older, and honestly, something you can start today for free. In this video, I'm breaking down 10 secret Japanese money habits that fly completely under the radar in Western personal finance, but are directly responsible for generational wealth, low stress, and a relationship with money that doesn't make you want to throw your phone into the ocean. Stick around for habit number 7, because it single-handedly changed how I think about every purchase I make. And for habit number 10, I genuinely didn't see it coming. Let's get into it. Quick note before we dive in. I'm not saying Japan has a perfect financial system. It doesn't. But specific cultural habits around money that have been practiced for centuries, those are gold. And most of them translate perfectly to Western life. Also, if you're new here, I make videos about building real wealth without burning out. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. All right. Habit number 1. Kakeibo, the anti-budget budget on Cam.Chaw's graphic Japanese journal with clean handwriting. In the West, budgeting means spreadsheets, apps, or that Google sheet you open twice and abandon. In Japan, millions of people, mostly women, historically, use something called Kakeibo, pronounced Kakeibo. It's a physical handwritten journal, and it asks you 4 questions every month. 1. How much money do I have? 2. How much do I want to save? 3. How much am I spending? 4. How can I improve? That's it. No app, no algorithm, just pen and paper. But here's why it works when apps fail. The physical act of writing forces you to feel the money leaving. Studies on analog note-taking show stronger emotional encoding, meaning you actually remember and care about what you wrote. Kakeibo users in Japan report saving an average of 35% more than before they started. Not because the system is complicated, because it's honest. This week's challenge. Grab any notebook and answer those 4 questions before you spend a single dollar this month. Habit number 2. Ikigai. Applied to income. You've probably heard of Ikigai, the Japanese concept of finding your reason for being. Usually it's framed as some deep philosophical life question. But here's the money angle nobody talks about. Japanese workers, especially older generations, treat their career as an extension of Ikigai. They don't optimize purely for salary. They optimize for the intersection of what they're good at, what the world needs, and what they can be paid for. The result? Lower job hopping, deeper skill mastery, and ironically, higher lifetime earnings. Western hustle culture tells you to chase the highest salary. Japanese philosophy says chase mastery in something meaningful, and the money follows more sustainably. If you're in your 20s or 30s, this reframe is worth more than any side hustle tip I could give you. Habit number 3. The envelope system, but make it cultural. You may have heard of the envelope budgeting method, but the Japanese version, called Fukuro, goes deeper. In Japan, there's a strong cash culture. Even today, many Japanese people prefer physical yen over digital payments, and they sort their cash into envelopes by category at the start of every month. Groceries, transport, entertainment, savings, gifts. Once an envelope is empty, you're done spending in that category. No exceptions. No, I'll pay myself back. The psychological reason this works? Cash hurts more to spend than a card tap. MIT researchers found people spend up to 83% more when paying by card versus cash. The Japanese figured this out centuries before behavioral economics existed. You don't have to go fully cash only, but try it for one category, eating out, let's say, for 1 month. You'll be shocked what you discover. Habit number 4, Mottainai, the art of zero waste spending. This is one of my favorites. Mottainai. It doesn't have a direct English translation, but it roughly means, what a waste. It's a feeling, a cultural reflex. Japanese people feel genuine discomfort when something useful is thrown away or wasted. Food, clothing, resources, money. In practice, this looks like repairing things instead of replacing them. Using every part of an ingredient when cooking. Keeping products until they're actually worn out, not just unfashionable. Gifting and passing on items instead of discarding. Compare that to Western consumption culture, where we replace a phone with a cracked screen, throw away leftovers, and buy new furniture because the old stuff looks dated. Mottainai isn't about being cheap. It's about respecting the value already in your possession. That mindset alone can save you thousands per year without a single budget tweak. Habit number 5, saving face equals spending less okay. This one's a little counterintuitive. In Japan, there's a powerful cultural concept around not showing off. Unlike some Western or even East Asian cultures where luxury signaling is a status flex, many Japanese, particularly older generations, consider conspicuous consumption to be somewhat embarrassing. The wealthy person in Tokyo isn't the one driving a Ferrari. They are the one in a modest car, a paid-off house, and a savings account that would make your jaw drop. This is what researchers call stealth wealth, and it's the opposite of lifestyle inflation. The trap where every raise just means bigger expenses. Ask yourself honestly, how many of your purchases are for you versus for other people to see? That question has a dollar value attached to it. Habit number 6, long-term thinking as a default setting. Japan is a country where some restaurants have been operating for over 300 years, where companies like Nintendo, Kikkoman, and Kongogumi, a construction firm, have centuries-long histories, where people plant trees knowing they won't sit in the shade. This isn't accidental. It's a cultural operating system. In personal finance terms, this shows up as prioritizing retirement savings in your 20s, not your 40s, choosing compound interest over quick returns, avoiding debt for depreciating assets, building slowly, consistently, boring on purpose. The average Japanese household savings rate historically sits around 17 to 20%. The average American household, around 4 to 5%. Long-term thinking isn't a personality type, it's a practice, and it can be learned. Habit number 7, the power of the pause before purchase. On cam. This is the one you teased in the hook, make it land. All right. This is the one I promised you. In Japanese aesthetics, there's a concept called pronounced ma. It means negative space, the pause, the gap, the breath between notes in music. It shows up in architecture, in art, in conversation, and it shows up quietly in how disciplined Japanese savers think about spending. Before a significant purchase, the habit is to create space, to pause, to let the emotional impulse pass before the transaction happens. In the West, we call this the 30-day rule and wait 30 days before buying something non-essential. But in Japan, this isn't a budgeting hack. It's a philosophy. It's honoring the space between desire and action. Here's what makes it powerful. Most impulse spending is driven by a feeling you're trying to fix. Boredom, stress, social comparison. The item isn't the point. The feeling is. When you create ma before spending, you give yourself the chance to ask, what am I actually trying to solve right now? 9 times out of 10, the purchase isn't the answer, and you just kept that money. I started applying this a year ago. Conservatively, it saved me over $3,000 for doing nothing. Habit number 8, community savings groups. Co. This one is ancient, and it's making a quiet comeback. For centuries, Japanese communities used a system called ko, a rotating savings group. A group of people, say 10 friends or neighbors, each contribute a fixed amount monthly. Each month, one person receives the entire pot. No interest, no bank, no fees. Pure community trust. It's been independently invented across cultures. West Africa calls it susu. Latin America calls it tanda. The Caribbean calls it partner. But Japan refined it into a formal system with social accountability baked in. Why does this matter for you? Because it weaponizes social commitment to force saving. You're not saving for an abstract future self. You're saving because your people are counting on you. If you have a tight-knit group of financially aligned friends, this is worth exploring. And at minimum, it reframes saving as a community act rather than a lonely discipline. Habit number 9. The shuhari approach to financial skills. Shuhari is a concept from Japanese martial arts. It describes 3 stages of mastering any discipline. Shu. Follow the rules exactly. Learn the fundamentals. Don't improvise. Ha. Break from the rules as you begin to understand them deeply. Ri. Transcend the rules. You've internalized them, now you flow. Applied to money? It means stage 1, shu. Follow a proven system. Budget strictly. Automate savings, index funds, don't get creative. Stage 2, ha. Once you understand why the rules work, start adapting. Maybe you shift allocations, explore real estate, start a business. Stage 3, rai. You've internalized the principles. You make decisions intuitively, quickly, and well because you've put in the reps. The mistake most people in the West make? They jump straight to stage 3. They want to trade options, flip NFTs, pick stocks before they've ever mastered stage 1. Financial mastery isn't an IQ game. It's a stages game. Know where you are. Habit number 10. Ichigo Ichii. Treating every dollar as a once-in-a-lifetime moment, last in one. And this one isn't about tactics at all. Ichigo Ichii. It translates to one time, one meeting. It's the Japanese concept that every moment, every encounter, every experience is utterly unique and will never happen in exactly this way again. It's why a Japanese tea ceremony is treated with such reverence. Not because tea is sacred, but because this particular cup of tea, shared with these particular people in this particular moment, will never happen again. Now, apply that to money. Every dollar you earn is the result of a specific amount of your one finite life. Hours you spent, energy you gave, attention you paid. That transaction between your life and your income will never happen again. When you spend unconsciously, you're not just spending money. You're spending the irretrievable piece of life that earned it. That's not meant to make you anxious. It's meant to make you intentional, to make every financial decision feel like it deserves the respect of the moment it came from. The Japanese didn't build multi-generational wealth by being stingy. They built it by being present, by treating money as a record of their time, and refusing to waste either one carelessly. So there you have it. 10 habits. Most of them cost nothing. All of them work. But here's what I want to know. Drop it in the comments right now. Which of these habits are you already doing? And which one are you going to try this week? My bet is most of you are going to say number 7, ma, because once you hear it, you can't unhear it. If this video made you think differently about money, even a little, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel get in front of people who need it. And if you want to go deeper on any one of these habits, I'm going to be doing full deep dive videos on Kakeibo and Ma specifically over the next few weeks. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss them. I'll see you in the next one.